digital access for all students everywhere, whether that's at school or at home, because it provides learning opportunities that will change your life. So I think it'll be interesting as he gets older. He's going to be a great case study. He's still going to make mistakes, I know, when he's a teenager, right? Because we're supposed to. Frontal lobes aren't developed. But will he, because of what's happened up to this point, will he have a knowledge base that says, wait a second, I'm not going to use social media to do any harm. I use social media to learn. And I don't know, it'll be very interesting as he continues to grow and develop and get into his teenage years. But it is, what I would like to encourage for all parents, before we give out devices, because a lot of kids, you see them go to a restaurant, nobody's talking, right? They're all on their devices. Before you give out a device, if you're not ready as a parent to be able to model and monitor and mentor, then your young children shouldn't have devices at all. So shoulder to shoulder in the classroom, shoulder to shoulder at home. At this point, I would love for you to examine some positive examples. So I've picked 4 students that I think have unbelievable digital presence online, that are making incredible choices and are really trying to change the world. And so when I look at these students, I think, how can we produce more students like this? Because when we do, then it's going to change everything. It's going to change the climate of our schools, of our neighborhoods, of our communities. And so I can tell you, Timmy Sullivan was our student speaker in for our inaugural event in October. Rosetta Stone paid his way to be a speaker at the first international conference. He is incredible. I want more Timmy Sullivans in the world. And I personally feel like to get that, we have to start early and young, like starting with my son. I also have one of my college freshmen from this fall who's doing this incredible initiative. Trisha, and then West High Bros, which I know, I'm pretty sure you reference West High Bros a lot, which I don't think the Twitter handle is still up and running because now he's moved on. I think it was like 2014, but these 4 students, what I'd like you to do is, and I'm gonna need help here, I have a Google slide that will allow you to examine. I have all the links ready for you. This might even be to get out of the, and then it's the next tab next to it, yep. So I have this in here where I'd like you to examine, and this is where I'd be happy to walk around and talk with you. I'd like you to look at these 4 students. So I have 2 females and 2 males, and what are they doing? How do we replicate that? And how do we encourage more students to make choices, the same type of choices that they're making? How do we be the digital change? So I know that if I go back to let me go one more to see if I have the tiny URL. Oh, no, back to the next page. Oh, no. So, was it there's I might have to jump over there and pull it up for the tiny URL. Anybody is on, I'm going to jump over here and grab it so you can see it, because I'd like you to start to examine. So I'll be right back.
What is that?
Oh. You know you can plug the camera, right?
Yes.
And I have Periscope, I know.
Sweet.
I asked her today, huh?
Good.
So you're gonna ask her today, huh?
Are we Periscoping the conference?
All right. So you can't see it very well, but it's BIT, is it .do,
Oh, is that hers?
and then BullyCon16. And then if you hit that, a longer URL comes up. But it's bit.do BullyCon16. And it'll bring up this Google slide, which I've given everybody an opportunity, the privileges to edit. And so I've already put in the 4 students and some links, and this is really where I feel like I would really like you to explore and look at what these students are doing. And now you can tell, right now I've got 2 people on. Can you see there's like a aquamarine and a pink? That's how I can tell who's on this. Does anybody use Google Drive? This is, to me, like the tool to have students be able to practice and realize that what they're doing is permanent and it matters. And so instead of taking students that what we should avoid, I really wanted to take students that what we should encourage. And so now I know I've got 3 people within the and so if you look at, I've got 1 page for each student, and then the white page is for you to add comments and really be able to see what these incredible students are doing and how we can encourage this at home. Yes? Can you say the website again? Okay, it's bit.do, and then I think it's / BullyCon16. And this would be a great opportunity, I feel like, within your tables to say, hey, why don't you look at Timmy Sullivan? I'm going to go look at Trish. I'm going to go look at Nana. I'm going to go look at West High Rose, so that we can have a conversation about these 4 different students. And now you can see a lot of people are in the Google Doc.
It was 40, and then it did something really weird, so I turned it off and then redid it again.
Oh, it's 11:26.
11:26. Thank you.
12.
So I'm going to give you like 10 minutes. I'm just going to walk around and talk to people.
Yay.
While you explore these 4 students, and then I'm just going to wrap up the keynote for you.
So
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So go. That's my guy. When he was in the 1st grade.
You were doing
Aww.
great. You were doing a great job of scoping.
Oh, so nice. Cutie.
Hey, look. What's her name?
That's her son.
Isn't he cute?
Can you tell who's watching?
Yeah. Yeah, we can. Who is behind the phone? Hi.
She asked us to scope for her because she didn't have anyone to do it, so we offered.
Yeah, it's people.
Hello.
Remember, guys, how do you put your pants on in the morning? 1 leg at a time.
Promotion. Oh, I see it on Twitter.
Wait, where'd you get that from?
Thank you.
Is she here?
There's 5 people. That's kind of sad.
You said I definitely not.
I mean, I just got it like that. Wait, Heaven, I'm ready to hit up this pool. I need to relax and meditate. What? Ready to go to the pool.
Am I in Florida?
What? Am I in Florida?
Yeah.
Do I show them me like the whole time? Like, this is hers.
Hers?
Yeah.
But they're talking to you though.
So we're in Orlando.
Not in Orlando and Delray Beach.
In Delray Beach. Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
She's all the way in Yeah, it's really nice in Delray.
No, you ain't. She said that. New York City, wow.
What's wrong? Do you like that? Do you want to smile with your teeth?
Yeah.
Do it again, Kevin. Do it again, too. Annie. Oh wait, I'm not in it now. Oh wait, I just called you Annie. Sorry, I thought of Annie Steele because the names.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know, when she was talking about how she's
Trying to make it focus, whatever.
I was people in ice cream.
Do you have?
Chill.
Is Spin?
Why did she do?
Is Spence your cousin? Spencer still? I knew it. He's really cool. He gives me all the answers in hell.
Jeremy Cook is talking. What's your reaction to them?
Is it good? Tell Marlisa that just did the G hangout about. Okay. I just met her today, like 40 minutes ago when she asked me to Periscope for her. Is it meant good? Yeah.
Are they asking about the mids? This is hilarious.
No, I just said that. I mean, like, I didn't want you guys to just see, like, the presentation board, I guess, because there was nothing there.
No.
10 years? You've known her for 10 years?
That's amazing.
Are you just visiting in Florida, or, like, do you live in Florida?
Here we go. I found it. Oh, wait, no.
I don't. Wait, is it this? No, this. No, it's HTTP bit. It's this one? Yeah.
Where are ya? There's two.
Oh wow.
I don't care about this.
I've never actually used Periscope. It's kind of cool.
Really? It's so dope.
It's really interesting.
You got cut already?
There's a lot of people here.
Here we go. I want to say it's Florida.
Yeah.
Ready?
Oh, it ended 6 minutes ago. Oh, yeah.
There might be that other one because that's where we were at.
Yeah, that one ended too.
A lot of people are in class.
Oh, I don't want to.
No, I don't.
Swept in France this summer. Oh, that's really sweet. I want to go to France. I love traveling. This isn't even about me. Like, I don't know, like, if she wants me to end the Periscope or not.
Go back.
Wait, go back.
They were gonna do this. No, I don't wanna do it. No,
You're so tech savvy.
Just taking notes in her speech.
Pop.
I'm Periscoping.
Yeah, we're talking.
Jeez.
Let's give this Paul taking a picture.
Okay, so here's don't Periscope me now. Okay.
Too late.
Well, because Dexter was just talking about Periscoping and how that works.
Okay.
So, truthfully, okay, she's coming back. I'll ask you later.
I'll come back. I think she's going to ask you
I
Periscope
just
for
want to see, I wish I could get to every table, but I know that from one table, there was like hope that I would have been able to answer some of the questions on today's meet, which I promise you I will after the fact, which isn't the ideal. but because of the setup, I needed to leave my laptop over there so I couldn't see the questions. But just from exploring these students, what's your any big takeaways about the 4 students that I wanted you to examine as positive examples? Oh, amen. We do. And I'm determined to be part of that solution. And
we need more kids like that.
and the only way I really feel like it's going to happen is if we start early and often. So I have, can I go back to the other one? I just wanted to, before I break for any of your questions, I wanted to tell a quick story. And the story comes from one of my colleagues, William Jenkins, who happens to be a colleague from the UK that made our first international conference happen. And he tells this story, and I'm going to change the story a little bit. It's about a father and a son. So I'm going to have the liberty of changing it to a mother and a son because I've shared my own personal story with my own son, and his Twitter handle is Current Central. And the story is about if you repair the man, you repair the world. And the story goes, and I'm going to change it, there was a mom who was really busy, and her son needed her attention, and she really had to focus on work. So to keep the son busy, she took a sheet out of the magazine, a page out of a magazine that had the world, and she tore it into all these different parts. And she gave the world, all broken up, to the son to keep him busy so she could continue her work. And told the son, why don't you put the world back together again? And the mother thought, oh, this is going to take days. I'm going to have plenty of time to get done what I need to get done, and my son will be busy. And within an hour, the son came back, and the world was all put together again. The mother is surprised and says, how did you do this? And the son flips over the world and said, well, on the back of the magazine, the other side was a picture of a man. And so I decided, I didn't know, how the world fit together, but I knew how to put the man back together again. And so the story is, if you fix the man, you fix the world. And so it's a beautiful story, and it's a story that I feel like I even want to change the name of man, and I want to really focus on students. And if we focus in on the students, then we can change the world. And so at this point, about being the digital change, if I say anything, it's how do we help our students to humanize the person next to us, as well as the person across the screen? How do we change and cultivate positive school climate? And how do we help our students to be able to think and act at a local, global, and digital level simultaneously? And that, to me, is my big quest and what I'm determined to do. And I hope that you're going to join me in this big quest to make a change. And at this point, are there any questions that I can take? Yes.
When you were in the UK, what did you notice about the culture and everything around it?
I would say that this is a universal, so the question, if you didn't hear it, is was there a difference between the UK and, I would say this about digital citizenship.
Yeah.
And about school culture and how we treat people. It's a universal need. And it knows no geography, it has no language barriers. This is something that's needed around the world. And so when you change your community in a local way, so I'm focused on my local community, whether it's my school or my town or my region, when I make positive changes there, then it has this ripple effect. So, who likes to throw stones? We have choices. And when you throw a stone, it's got the ripple effect. I can choose to do something really positive, and that will have a ripple effect. I can also choose to do something negative. It has the same. I'm going to focus on the positive because I want it to ripple out to the world. And so I did bring, does anybody know Piggy and Elephant? Anybody have young children? It's the best. Okay. So Piggy is always enthusiastic, and Elephant is like kind of like Eeyore, gloom and doom. And in every story, Piggy's really excited, and Gerald the elephant is like, oh, you know, the world's going to come to a crashing close. So I wrote my own version of Piggy and Elephant and digital citizenship, and but basically, this is a choice. Are you going to choose to be positive, or are you going to choose to be negative? Like, the choice is ours. And if we choose personally to whatever it is that we're going to bring out to the world to be positive, then, you know, the cream rises to the top. Our students are going to follow. Our administrators are going to follow. Our teachers are going to follow. Our community is going to follow. So I choose to be like Piggy, and I brought another book. I don't know if you know this book, called One, but all it takes is one person to make a difference. This is a beautiful book, a beautiful children's book, and just stand up and to be one, and that's like skipping my stones. Change the, fix the man and you fix the world. So bring our students and involve them and empower them into this conversation, and that's where we're really going to see change. Anything else that I could? Yes?
Can I ask for speculation on something?
Sure.
What do you think the implications of having a digital citizen course at a school? So I work at a high school, so if it were 4 courses designed for each grade, and the cap was small, so it was a ratio of teachers and students that had this course every day, and perhaps a bottom line accountability, like any grading period, is some high stakes project-based experience for the school, where the freshman's assignment is a little less high stakes, like suits the maturity level, and perhaps the seniors is the most rigorous and most challenging to unravel, rather than being a club.
Oh, well, I think that's the solution, because when students have the opportunity, they see that this is a tool. Like, if you looked at any of those 4 students, they know how to brand themselves. Like Timmy Sullivan, let me just tell you, he is a Coca-Cola finalist for a scholarship. The fact that Rosetta Stone sent him to the United Kingdom to be a speaker. Timmy Sullivan is going to have more opportunities because he has known how to brand himself. And I can tell you, for West High Rose, when he was up for that Peace First award, he asked me to write him a letter of recommendation, and I've never met him. But I wrote the letter of recommendation, and Peace First actually contacted me after the fact and said, this is a first. You admitted that you're speaking about somebody's character based on the decisions they make online, and you've never met the person. This is incredible. This is the beginning of, you know, this is going to be the norm. And so if you were starting as a freshman and you were building up, and then it was that, really, to me, project-based learning is the way, because that's like the doing, that digital citizenship is a verb. That's how we're gonna be doing such a wonderful advantage, what we should encourage for our students and for our world, because they're gonna go out into the workplace and apply what they've learned in those courses.
Thank you. And just one follow-up question. Would you consider that class an elective or a core class?
Personally, I'd have it as a core course. I would. And then so I did that first year seminar, Pleased to Tweet You. And then I created a course specifically on digital citizenship in 2010 for graduate students, for teachers. So for part of like their teacher preparation. Now, how do I feel about a course that is like, you take a 3-credit course for digital citizenship? I think it's absolutely everything that we do. So great to have the course, but if I really had my way, it'd be embedded in every age, every grade, every content area.
We had somebody on Periscope, Judy Arch. She asked to mention the upcoming Digital Citizen Summits.
Oh, okay, well I can tell you. So we've got one coming up on March the 7th in Wisconsin, and it's going to be DigCit Summit EDU, and it's going to be a student conference. in Wisconsin between 350 and 400 7th to 11th graders. You'd be able to follow it and participate online using the hashtag DigCitSummitEDU. We have another one happening in Louisiana, which is going to be in April, and that's going to be in higher ed. And so it's going to be a leadership day for both college students and faculty members, which is exciting. We're in the planning stages with Ireland, with Kenya, with Switzerland, with Washington, D.C., with Baltimore. So if you just follow at DigCitSummit, in fact, let me just go to that. So that's with the hashtag, but if you put the Twitter handle in front of that, you would definitely sign up for our newsletter. You'd be informed about these summits. Now, I did get to talk to one table that is interested in possibly having a DigCit Summit in their community, and that's the way. It's gonna be like that, you know, skipping stones, and we have that ripple effect, and we get students actively involved, and we amplify their voices. Yes.
Juniors, high school juniors, and college students, they really want a practical example of what to do. And so, you know, besides doing the summit, I kind of wondered if they come up with any practical things about how to address bullying in their school.
So I feel like, you know, that college course, I only amplified what we did with the high school. We actually went into an elementary school and a middle school locally. And, you know, where you get to see each other as models. So any opportunity that you have to take different age group, you know, students and have them work collaboratively towards solutions, I feel like that's a really powerful way, because it's a two-way street. As when we started that project, my college freshmen, I think, thought that they were going to be teaching, and in fact, they learned more from those high school juniors than those high school, and I can tell you personally, I learned more from both the high school juniors and the college freshmen than I ever taught anybody. So I feel like it's just taking time, you know, to provide time for students to be able to really muck around and make sense and come up with, you know, solutions that work for them in their particular classroom, in their communities, in their neighborhoods. Anybody else? Yes?
When you use the student solutions format, the juniors, the high school, did each one of them come up with their own definition for citizenship? Did they come up with one definition? And what they do with that?
That's a great question. Did the students, they all came up with, they did public service announcements, each student. So each student, like, had their own definition. And then from that definition and that public service announcement, they merged them together. And then basically it was, you know, to be a citizen in the 21st century, the student needs to be able to think and act at a local, global, and digital level simultaneously. That was collectively the final definition. But everyone had their, and that example of Brian that I showed, where I hope he's, you know, one of our leaders in our country at some point, because I just loved what he had to say. Each student made a public service announcement like that. So everybody, every voice mattered. That's the part. Every voice, every student voice mattered, and then collectively they decided to come up with a definition.
I think that was then jumping off the point of the school-wide thing, like we can call everyone, because everyone matters.
Right.
And then, you know, different projects, events in there.
Absolutely, and then that's when they said, I don't want the course to be over. It became more than an assignment. And then they wanted to moderate a chat, and then they wanted to do that town hall meeting. And they wanted to include a live audience and a virtual audience. And that really, to me, then shows that they were thinking and acting at a local, global, and digital level simultaneously. It went way beyond an assignment or a project. Okay, I want you to know, at the end of every course, and like at the end of, you know, if the bell were to ring, I always do this. I miss you already. It's the sign for I miss you already. And I always say to my students, I want you to be wicked smart. That's how I end every class. but I can't even begin to tell you what a pleasure and honor it was to be able to share my digital citizenship journey with you, and the fact that you are part of this journey as I continue to go forward. And I hope that, my hope is that you take this journey and you make it part of your everyday, embed it into your curriculum, into your conversations at your schools and your communities. And thank you so much for your time. And I promise that I will get on today's meet and I will respond to any of those questions for sure.
That was a close one.